Here's what we know. Cats definitely choose a favorite person, someone they feel more comfortable and safe and affectionate with than anyone else. And this can be particularly pronounced if you live with multiple people in the home. You'll notice that your cat tends to gravitate more towards one person than another, which leads us to our mystery. How do cats choose their favorite person? To answer the question, I started on a quest. I asked the cats.com community to tell me about their experiences with their cats and how their cats chose them. And I got some interesting insights about cats choosing their favorites and how these things happened.
She had brought up the kittens. She brought them up one at a time, and it was just over FaceTime. And he was the one that connected. He started to like paw and take interest. He was like pawing at it. He was getting to where he was making his little ears, because he was still a little kitten at that time.
He came running down the steps, bounding through the weeds and brush. I could hear him crying the whole time. And the next thing I know, he's at my feet. And then the next night we were playing games with my son and his son's friend. And all of a sudden, Drew's friend goes, "Is that one of your cats?" And there's Boogie in my living room. I wasn't Boogie yet, but there's this little kitten in my living room. We did not invite you in. He somehow ripped the screen over and got in the living room. That's how much he wanted to live with us.
One family man related that each of his cats has chosen a different person to become attached to. One person says that their cat chose them because they fed her a piece of sausage. Another person said that they think it's mainly whoever rescued them. And another person said that they think they're their cat's favorite because they're feeding and taking care of them every day. I still felt like I needed some more information, so I put together some of the insights that I've learned from working with a lot of cat behaviorists and doing a lot of research on feline behavior and psychology over the years. There are a number of factors that play into this, and every cat is going to be an individual. The first factor coming into play is how a cat was socialized early in life. That peak socialization period prior to 7 weeks of age is going to shape the way that a cat interacts with other humans for the rest of their life. If you are there during that period, perhaps the cat was orphaned and you're taking care of that cat, it's very likely that they could create an imprint on you and kind of have a pseudo parent-child bond with you. Everything else that happens during that formative period is also going to influence their preferences. Maybe that cat is going to be more drawn to loud people than quiet people, or vice versa. And then once you have that foundation of the cat's personality, they're going to have those interactions with you that determine how they bond with you. So a cat who is kind of shy might feel more comfortable with someone who gives them space, right? A cat who wants that kind of active engagement might like being around someone who provides that.
So they're actually my mom's cats, so they primarily stay with her. I don't want to say like I'm the favorite because she is the primary caretaker. I think kind of realizing that they're their own cat. These are kind of based off of fly tying. So I was watching some fly tying videos, like fishing, obviously without the hook. But I made these little bug like toys, and they go out at the end of the wand because I noticed there was a gap in the market in terms of like finding bugs. And Mango, our youngest cat, he really likes bug-like things.
Often we'll see that cats seem to like a person in a home who is kind of unexpected. Maybe I know there's the trope of the dad who didn't want a cat and then ends up being the cat's favorite. And I think one of the things that can contribute to that is that cats like people who respect their boundaries. And so sometimes it can be that the person they like the most is the one who listens to the signals they're sending them and is really aware and respectful of those. Another way that a cat's favorite person can be established is through repeated positive interactions. So if a particular person is always giving them treats and playing with them in a positive way and giving them their food and generally establishing positive associations, then that person is very likely going to become the one the cat likes being around the most. So we've established kind of how cats choose their favorite person, but how do you know if it's you who has been chosen? There are a few signs. One is that your cat runs up to you when you come home. Maybe when you come home, they're at the front door. When somebody else comes home, unfortunately, your cat's nowhere to be seen. Another sign is that your cat chooses to sleep with you. So they're sleeping in your bed versus the bed of someone else in the home, or maybe they're sleeping a little closer to you than someone else. Could have to do with your warmth, or maybe something about your bed isn't necessarily you. But if you start seeing this alongside other signs, it could be that you're the favorite. Other signs include doing things around you that they wouldn't do around someone else, maybe using the litter box or rolling onto their back. Kind of in a similar category, you can do things to this cat that other people can't. So maybe you can pick the cat up and other people can't, or you can touch their belly, or you can pet them in other ways that they don't allow anyone else to. The cat might sit on your lap, but they don't sit on anyone else's. You're kind of starting to see how this works. If your cat is allowing you to give them attention in ways that they don't allow other people, and if they're giving that attention to you, but not others, those are good signs that you've been selected as the favorite. Another good sign that you might be your cat's favorite is if they go to you for safety when they're feeling scared or threatened.
At about 2:35 in the morning, his little ears perked up. They were going straight back. He came right into my arms. He like literally jumped into my arms. I knew something was going on. Then the earth started shaking really hard. We had a mean one. He came right into my arms and he snuggled with me all through the earthquake. I literally ended up putting a cover over both of us, and we were looking out of the window that I have and seeing lightning strike, hearing this roar that I can't describe. Those little ears hurt at first, though. He knew that that was coming, and he came right up for safety and protection. I have always really, really appreciated that.
But remember that sometimes a cat will show more affection or attention to one person in the home over another, but that doesn't mean that they don't like the other person. I've heard of situations where sometimes one person is spending a lot more time outside of the house and then gets kind of loved on when they return. It doesn't necessarily mean that the cat doesn't like the other person as much. It could just be that you're more available and the person who leaves the house more is getting some special attention simply because it's more rare to have them around. So don't get too stressed about it. And if you are concerned that your cat is not as closely bonded with you as someone else in the home, there are certainly things you can do. I will put a link in the comments to a behaviorist written guide to kind of helping your cat to maybe like you a little bit more. Again, I want to thank everyone who contributed to this video and shared the stories of love and attachment with your cats and the reasons why you think that your cat has chosen you or someone in your home as their favorite. It was really a pleasure getting to hear all of your stories. So thank you again. And if you didn't have a chance to share your story with me earlier, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Has your cat chosen you or someone else in the family as their favorite? Were you surprised by who they chose? I would love to hear about it in the comments. Thank you so much. See you later. Bye.